Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, She Sews Happiness. I'm Mary Ellen, just in case you're new here, and this is my latest episode of Sunday Sews. And I think it might be quite a brief episode this week for several reasons, which I'll chat about. But firstly, I just want to say, if you're a subscriber, thank you, and if you're not, please do remember to hit on the subscribe button. I can't believe there's like almost 800 of you here, so thank you so much for continuing to come back and watch my videos and share what I am up to in my sewing world. So this week, I have to admit, was a wee bit quieter than other weeks, and that's just because I had a long kind of first few days of the week at work where not much sewing got done, and any sewing that did get done is here, it's on me. So in my stolen half hours before or after work, I have made myself a sew over it Margarite dress. Now it's Easter Sunday, I'm taking it quite easy. I haven't even done most of my hair, makeup or anything like that to get me started for the day, but I wanted to come on and create my video so that I can get it uploaded and try and beat the slow broadband so that it still gets put out there on Sunday, which is awful because it means I have to get organised really early, and on a Sunday, especially on a Sunday that is Easter Sunday and the Sunday of my birthday weekend, that's not that easy to do, I have to admit. But this week I did get my sew over it Margarite dress made up in this lovely 100% cotton, which has this gorgeous hare and daffodil and flower print. And sometimes when I'm walking up the road with the dogs, as the sun's going down, you can see the hares in the fields, and I just love them. So I could not resist this fabric. I believe it's printed by Little Johnny Fabrics, but yeah, I got it from Jenny Stitches. And the reason I've made another sew over it Margarite dress, because that's probably what you're thinking, is like, why on earth have you made another of these? You have like 10 of them in your wardrobe. The reason I do use this pattern a lot, and there's another pattern that I turn to for this reason as well, which is the Decades of Style ESP dress, and I'll pop a picture in so you can see what it's like. The reason I make it is because these kinds of patterns are perfect for sewing up directional prints. And when you've got a print such as this, which is really busy and runs in one direction, you want it to look fluid, you want it to look coherent, and that's why I always go for patterns such as this one, which allow for that. So yeah, once I do my hair and makeup properly, I'll take a couple of pictures and slot those in here for you as well so you can see it once it's actually styled and not being worn for morning coffee or tea, as is the occasion today, which is not like me at all. So as I say, really, this is probably the height of my accomplishments so much this week. What else I have been up to is like little things that I can just turn my hand to, because Friday came and Friday was my birthday, and even though you think treat yourself, spoil yourself on your birthday, and sewing usually is to me a kind of treat when I get the time to do it, I didn't sew at all, and I barely sewed yesterday. But you can see the beginnings of something that I started working on yesterday. So I started sewing up with the Fabric Godmother Betty Fisco's twill, which I have been gifted by Jenny Stitches Fabrics, because I am part of the blogger team, and this is going to make an absolutely stunning garment, which I can't wait to write about. And on the note of blogging, I've had a couple of blogs released this week. I absolutely love blogging, and I think that's the part of me that really misses academia, where you did just get to sit and write and think, and I do enjoy that side of it. It's the reason why I have my website as well, which is just www.shesewshappiness.com, and if you go over there you'll find things like articles on body positivity and sewing, bits and pieces of fashion history, you'll find pattern reviews, you'll find my sewing diary, which is probably why you don't see me doing like monthly breakdowns of what I've been making, because I do all of that over on my blog, and I love just that kind of moment where you can sit and write and just let the words flow. It's absolutely wonderful. But yeah, this week I had 2 blog posts published. The first one was by Felicity Fabrics, a store that I found pretty much at the beginning of my sewing journey, and I've always kind of associated their stock with really high quality, carefully curated fabric. And the fabric that I used, I did show you in one of my past videos, was a gorgeous sweater modal knit. And while it was something that's probably intended to make sweaters, hence the name, or even to make pajamas or dressing gowns and that kind of thing, I just thought it would make the most cozy, comfortable dress. And so I stitched up a cashmerette all-cot dress. And I have to say, it does feel like I'm wearing pajamas, and yet it looks beautifully casual but smart at the same time. And I absolutely love this dress. I think it's going to get a lot of wear, I think, in the wardrobe, just because it is really versatile and comfortable. So it's as suitable for sitting sewing as it is going for coffee, as it is going to the office. So that was the first thing that was published this week. So if you go over to the Felicity Fabrics website and check out their blog, you'll find out my thoughts on the all-cot dress and also some tips and techniques for sewing with modal jersey fabrics. And then the other blog post that went live was over on the Craft Cotton Co website. So their blog is actually proliferated with lots of projects, not just dressmaking, but lots of crafty projects as well. And so I worked on that, must be a couple of months ago now, but it was only published this week. So that was working with the Simplicity all dressed up fabrics, and it is a sew over it to Margarite, because the fabric that I was sewing with, and of course I'll slot in a picture, just needed to be made up in something very simple, something with a basic silhouette, and I think it worked really, really well with this Margarite dress. So over there I have been writing a blog about sewing with craft cottons, quilting cottons, whatever you want to call them, and there's also a video here as well, just chatting about my own personal love of crafting cotton and why I do tend to turn to it quite a bit in my dressmaking. So I won't labour that point too much. And yeah, today hopefully I'll get this project finished and start writing my blog up about that as well. And really, I mean, I think that's really all I did, apart from make my little bunny treat bags and things like that and do some stitching. So I will show you, and I know not most, well, most of you probably aren't here for the cross stitch content, but just so you can kind of see where my time did go this week, you know, in that kind of like hour before bedtime, I have finished off part 3 of my spring stitch along, which is a 4-part stitch along hosted by the Historical Sampler Company. And they did kindly gift this to me, and it is the first stitch along I've ever done. But personally, I actually love finishing these little cross stitch projects and then using them in my home to decorate. It's just really pretty to be able to look around and see things that you have created in your own space. So that also got finished. So next week then I'll get part 4. So I'm thinking forward now, so things that I have to do in the next week. I am on the tester team for the latest Shultz Apparel pattern, and I'd almost forgotten about it because I think the email was sent out on Friday, which was my birthday, so like nothing was happening on that day. And only today have I realised that the pattern has come through for the Viola dress, and it is an absolute beauty of a summer dress. It is, and I'll just pop a picture in because Emily has shared this over on her Instagram, and you can see a couple of her versions already. They're absolutely beautiful. Another vintage inspired dress with a bit of a modern twist. It's what she does. It's very similar to the kind of Jennifer Lauren handmade line, and I just love anything that brings vintage fashion into a more contemporary style. So this is not something I would ordinarily wear. I don't do kind of strapless or thin straps, generally speaking. And I don't really do anything that is fitted too much around the bust, for the very real reason that it's a nightmare to fit anything to my bust. So basically this dress then has a really fitted bodice, but it has 3 bust designs, and I'm trying to decide which of these bust designs will be easier for me to fit around my bust. So the only good thing here that isn't making me die in fear is that it does come in a B cup and a D cup size range, which is something to start with. And if you'll remember, I was recently doing a tester for Stitch Witch Patterns, another pattern company I absolutely adore, but the recent dress pattern only came in a B cup, and you know, it just did not work for me. I tried every form of adjustment. I pushed my FBA as far as it could go, but the dress got distorted so badly that actually it just would not work for me at all. So I think because there is a D cup here to start with, I should be fine. I will still have to do an adjustment of a couple of inches. I know that much already without even really reading it. But there is another thing here that Emily has put in as part of the pattern pack, and that is an adjustment guide for doing a full bust and a small bust adjustment in this dress. So I think because of the style of it, she's aware that it might cause a few difficulties for people like me. And yeah, she has written a really clear and concise document to kind of teach you how to make your bust adjustments on the pattern pieces for this dress. So yes, this week I'll do a toile of that. I think it has to be in by the 30th. So I have a couple of days off this week. And hopefully I'll be able to get at least a toile done and then make up the final garment after that. So that'll be my main priority once I finish off my blog post. And then the other couple of things that I do want to do is I want to make some basic tees for Simon. So I need to pre-wash some cotton jersey. And then I wanted also to make my Midge Breton top, which is the latest Charm Patterns Patreon exclusive pattern. And I've got this gorgeous like lurex jersey with rose print from Jenny Stitches to make that in. And I know that seems a bit contradictory when I tell you I'm going to make a Breton top, but I just think I'll get more wear out of it if I make it like this. And then all I need is to get myself some basic black fabric so that I can make a Standwick skirt to go with kind of all of the little tops that I have been making this year. And yeah, I've just never made a basic black circle skirt to wear with them. So that's definitely on the agenda as well. And then a couple of things that arrived yesterday that I thought I would show you just before I finish off this week. So really see, I do kind of love the random new craft house drops that they do now and again. And they had like this Swarovski and crystal drop there about a week and a half ago. And they had all these gorgeous trimmings and things. So I managed to grab some of this, which I absolutely love. And I am going to use this, I think, no time soon, however, but I thought this would look perfect if I was to make just a plain evening dress with straps, and then I could use this to embellish the straps and perhaps even to use around the waistband, and then use it as well maybe to make a matching bag with this as a trim. So it's not high up in my priorities, but I just thought when I saw it, I'd have to grab some of that because obviously sapphire is my favourite stone. I don't know why that's obvious to you. It's obvious to me because I have a collection of sapphires and always have gone for sapphires, but yeah, it wouldn't be obvious to anybody else, of course. And then the other thing that I've got here, which I absolutely adore, is a fabric that I've been gifted by Minerva as part of their brand ambassador program. And while I have zero clue what I'm going to make with this yet, I do absolutely love Brickhead. So I found this one irresistible. Now the colour is not showing up properly here in my lighting. It's actually bronze. It's showing up very golden and I'm not sure why, but yeah, I just thought this would make a lovely cocktail style dress. So once I find that pattern, I'll let you know what I plan to do with that. So that's me. I'm going to round things up because it is Easter Sunday. There are things to do and hair to fix and stuff like that. But yeah, I thought I'd come on and share whatever little I had done because for the purposes of continuity, it wouldn't be a Sunday on my YouTube channel without my Sunday sews. So have a fantastic Easter. Enjoy your chocolate or whatever you're eating today. I'm sure there'll be a few treats along the way. For me, it's tarte au citron, and I'm looking forward to it already. But I'll go now and get myself sorted and get this video uploaded. Thank you again for stopping by my channel and for joining me. Hopefully I will have a lot more to show you next week. But for now, yeah, happy stitching and enjoy whatever time you have off. Bye bye.